Welcome to Worcester Water Works, a program focusing on our most valuable resource, water. I'm Kimberly Abraham, Worcester's Water Resources Coordinator. In each episode, I'm going to take a look at the latest news, seasonal issues, try to answer some common questions, and explain how we protect against problems and pollutions of our waterways, and give all of our water and sewer customers a behind-the-scenes look into how we keep water working. Today's topics will be preventing frozen pipes, clearing catch basins, and highlighting a media event that our division hosted in October 2017 called Imagine a Day Without Water. New England is known for bitter, cold wind chills during winter months. When temperatures dip below freezing, pipes that are susceptible to freezing probably will. So I'd like to share some tips with you to prevent pipes from freezing. First, you want to identify your home's freezing points. Check your home for pipes in areas that may be prone to freezing, such as crawl spaces, unheated rooms, basements, garages, and exterior walls. Know how to shut off your water. Locate your main water shutoff valve so that you can find it quickly in an emergency. Strengthen your defenses. Eliminate sources of cold air near water lines by closing off crawl spaces, fixing drafty windows, insulating walls and attics, and plugging drafts around doors. Protect your pipes. Where pipes are exposed to cold, wrap them with insulation or heat tape. But perhaps even with prevention, your pipes are still prone to freezing. So when temperatures stay below freezing, here are some things you should do. You want to give your pipes a helping hand. If pipes run through cabinets or vanities, open the doors to let warmer room temperatures flow in. Keep water working. If pipes run inside a cold exterior wall, keep water moving through the pipes by allowing a small trickle of water, roughly the width of a pencil, to run. The cost of the extra water is typically lower than the cost of repairing the damage from a broken pipe. These tips should prevent your plumbing from freezing, but if your pipes do freeze, you should shut off your water immediately. Don't attempt to thaw the pipes without turning off the main shutoff valve. You want to thaw pipes with warm air. You can melt the frozen water in the pipes by warming the air around it with a hair dryer or space heater. Place a warm towel or rag around the pipe. Pour hot water over the cloth. Repeat this several times until the pipe is not frozen. And never ever use a torch with an open flame. You risk setting your property on fire. In addition, overheating one area can cause the pipe to burst. Open flames in homes present a serious fire danger, as well as a severe risk of exposure to lethal carbon monoxide. And be careful when turning the water back on. Once pipes are thawed, slowly turn the water back on and check the pipes and joints for any cracks or leaks that might have caused freezing. Frozen pipes aren't just an inconvenience. It causes needless water loss, water damage, and mold. Prevent your pipes from freezing and bursting, and thank you so much for conserving our most valuable resource.
Welcome to the City of Worcester, where diversity works.
Welcome to the City of Worcester.
Welcome to Worcester. Welcome to Worcester, where diversity works.
Mirë se erdhët në qytetin e Worcesterit, një qytet ku punon diversiteti.
Bienvenido a la ciudad de Worcester, donde diversidad funciona.
Bienvenidos a Worcester, donde somos orgullosos de nuestra diversidad.
Добро пожаловать в Worcester, наш многонациональный город.
Welcome to the City of Worcester, where diversity works.
All right, we're going to switch gears here a bit from water supply to water collection. And here in the studio with me today is Ian Wayburn. He is one of our stormwater engineers, and he's here to talk with us about catch basins. Welcome to the studio, Ian.
Thanks, Kim.
So, Ian, tell me, what is a catch basin?
So most people are familiar with catch basin grates on the side of the road, and that's part of the city's storm sewer system. It's a stormwater collection system. Essentially what they do is they collect rain, water, and any kind of water from the road, and they transport it to the nearest surface water body. So that might be a lake, a pond, a river, whatever it might be.
Yeah, so what people can be looking for is what people sometimes call a sewer. It's the grates that are on the side of the road, and that's where the water goes into during
Yep.
storm events. And what's important for people to know is that it doesn't go to the sewer system necessarily. It goes directly to the nearest waterway without any kind of treatment or filtration.
Yep, it's a separate system. So whatever you're flushing down your toilet, that's not the same water as what runs through our storm sewer system
Right,
here.
right. So tell me, how many catch basins do we have in the city of Worcester?
So the city owns and operates about 16,000 catch basins. And there's an additional catch basins, 500, 1,000, something like that, of private catch basins owned by grocery store parking lots, things like that, the city doesn't own.
Yep, so similar maintenance, but the ones on private property, those property owners take care of those, and ones in the city public properties, streets, waterways, that sort of thing, the city is maintaining those, right?
Yep, we own them, we clean them, we fix them, we do it all.
So for your average resident, Worcester resident, why is it important for them to know where the nearest catch basins are to their property?
So it's important to know where your nearest catch basin is because when they're working properly, you're obviously, they keep flooding from happening. But what can happen is they'll get covered with dirt, leaves is a big one, sticks, things like that, trash. And that can keep them from correctly, removing all the water from the street. So you can see flooding, backups onto the street, and that can cause issues that no one wants to see.
Right. And so, so even if I knew, and so when the catch basin gets clogged and it's not taking in water, that can sometimes cause localized flooding, get into people's basements and cause property damage, and nobody wants that, right?
Right, so local residents can go out and clean them if it's just leaves or something like that. If it's it's raining out and you're noticing, oh, I'm sure that catch basin was clean, I checked it this morning, and it's still not taking water, it might be a bigger issue. So you can let the city know through our customer service, you can let us know, and someone will come out and take a look at it so that the sewer department can come out and fix it, correct whatever the issue is.
That's good to know. So even if I knew where my local catch basins are, it's free of debris, but I still see that it's not taking in water. We should let customer service know, and somebody from sewers will come out and check it out and see what's going wrong and try to fix the problem.
Exactly,
Right.
That's the idea.
Great. So I know that winter presents particular challenges for the catch basin system. It snows and, there are snow drifts, and then what happens? I think everything is fine as long as everything's frozen, but then what happens?
Right, we have no problems as long as everything stays as snow as ice. But the issue occurs when you have things start to melt. Once it starts to get warm enough where things are turning from ice back to water, then what can happen is the catch basins are clogged up with all this snow and ice. All the water that's gathering on the street isn't able to enter the catch basin, so it's all just pooling around, and people are driving through 6 inches of water on their way to work or whatever it might be.
So it's actually really helpful for people to actually know where their catch basins are and shovel them out. If they know where they are, they can keep them clear of snow and ice before the next rain event.
Exactly,
right?
And especially when it snows out, it's hard to see them. Sometimes they can be under as much as 6 inches of snow or even more. So it's important that you kind of know where they are so that you can make sure that your street is safe for everyone on your block.
Right. So I think I also understand that at DPW&P we watch the weather very closely for a number of reasons. And so I think that if we see a large rain event coming, we will sometimes put out a message to people. Can you tell us about where that message gets out to and what that actually means?
Yeah, so the city will put out information through our Facebook, social media, things like that, and sometimes we will also post bulletins and things like that, and just let people know that there may be some significant flooding issues that could occur if the rain is coming down heavy enough.
Right, great. Well, Ian, all of that is really great information. Thank you so much for coming to the studio today.
Thanks for having me.
Ah, winter. Some may say it's the most wonderful time of the year. And the busiest. With all the snowfall the city gets, everyone must do their part to keep Worcester's sidewalks and curb cuts clear. Residents need to safely use the sidewalk for transportation with no obstruction for pedestrians, school children, or those with disabilities. A clear sidewalk is good for you and your neighbors. Property owners are responsible for keeping the sidewalk in front of and adjacent to their property clear of snow and ice. Worcester's ordinance states sidewalks must be clear with a 4-foot wide path for safe pedestrian travel within 10 hours after snow ceases to fall. Also, clear ramps at corners that abut your property. Those who do not adhere to the city ordinance will be fined. Please cooperate so school children and other pedestrians will be able to use the public walkways and avoid having to walk into the street. If snow isn't cleared after 10 hours, you can file a complaint by calling 508-929-1300 or go online to worcesterma.gov. Do your part to keep Worcester walking in winter.
So this past October 12th, Worcester Water Operations participated in a national observance called Imagine a Day Without Water. With more on that is Jamie Kender, Worcester's environmental analyst.
On October 12th, Worcester Water Operations participated in a national observance called Imagine a Day Without Water. What we supply to our customers is simply called drinking water, but if you think about it, it is used for so much more than that. So here I'd like to take a few minutes to recap what it means to imagine a day without water. I'm not talking about as a result of drought or other acts of Mother Nature. I'm talking about no water simply because the infrastructure used to deliver it no longer functions. Antiquated pipes, valves and seals repaired so many times they can no longer be fixed.
The vital role they play in cities and towns in economic development and public health. So we're focusing today here in Worcester on our water system. It's a large old system dating back to pipes in the ground built in 1870, still in use. We've got a supply of 22 million gallons a day we send into the city as well as into surrounding towns to meet the water supply needs. And we really want to focus on the importance of that water because every business in the city depends on our water.
Water is a vital resource that is used in almost everything, every day. Every time you turn on the faucet, shower, or flush your toilet, water is there, seemingly like magic. Hospitals need water to serve patient meals, sterilize equipment. Surgeons need it to scrub in, not to mention restaurants, manufacturing, firefighting.
All of our revenue for operating or for investing comes from the water bills we send out. And we send water bills to everyone. There's no, with the exception of city departments, if you're a nonprofit and you have a building connected to our system, which they all do, the colleges, churches, hospitals, all these that don't necessarily pay taxes do pay water bills. In fact, some of our biggest customers are these nonprofits. The colleges, hospitals, universities are among our biggest customers. So those are the ratepayers. Those are the people that are paying for this system and for the water they use.
Behind every drop of water you use, there are dedicated people and a vast delivery system being monitored and maintained. This system in Worcester, one of 1,700 municipal water supplies in the state, needs to be updated to continue to provide this precious resource so often taken for granted. Pipes, for example, are made of durable material, but will fail over time and need to be replaced.
There are about 1,700 public water systems in the state. They range from a tiny restaurant that serves people on a daily basis up to major cities like Worcester and Boston. We are very fortunate. We have the MWRA, which is the Mass Water Resources Authority that serves Greater Boston with their water, but each town and city has their own distribution network to carry the water through. And so everyone is dealing with aging pipes and pumps and valves and needing to replace and invest in those. We have water systems in the Commonwealth that date back to the 1800s. And we hear that the City of Boston sometimes does still pull out wooden pipe from the streets. And so it's a constant need to reinvest in our systems to make sure that we are providing the most reliable service we can.
The city survived during the recent Stage 3 drought in part because of residents and businesses conserving. But the system's needs goes beyond conserving. It goes beyond users paying for water.
We have been investing in our distribution system alone. We have spent about $4 million a year replacing pipes, and that's been going on since about 1980. We have this beautiful facility, the Robert Moylan filtration plant, that was built 20 years ago. And we still consider it a new facility in Worcester terms, but it's in need of upgrades now. But without it, our water quality suffers. So we need to keep investing, and people, although they don't like to get that water bill every quarter, it's how we keep the system running, and it's really critical.
Huge investment is needed to sustain current and future delivery of just water. Wastewater and stormwater management are not included in the billions of dollars needed.
The infrastructure that carries our water will always sort of be the same. It is the pipes. They may vary by the size, but they are all sort of the same. They may vary by the materials, but they are really important to delivering the water. We have seen technology upgrades and advancements in treatment plants and in motors and in pumps, but the pipes themselves are vital to the product that we deliver, which is clean, safe water.
What can residents and business owners do?
So Mass Water Works is part of a coalition called the Water Infrastructure Alliance, and we are working with folks like the engineering community and the utility contractors to raise the visibility at the State House about the need to invest in water infrastructure. So we don't have a lot of free money coming to our water systems. It is mainly through water rates and through taxes. And so what we are trying to do is to get the legislature to appropriate more money.
For more information on water services, go to the city's website.
So now I want to tell you about the different ways that you can stay in touch with DPWMP and information. So first, we put a lot of information on our website, www.worcesterma.gov. It's always a good place to start if you have a question. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. There you'll find great places to get updates on emergency construction, planned work. We also offer a lot of tips and tricks there. Or you can sign up for Alert Worcester. You get phone calls, SMS texts, or emails based on your location. If there's an emergency or non-emergency situation going on, you'll get that text alert or that phone call. You can email us at dpw@worcesterma.gov, or if you have a compliment or a complaint and you want to speak politely to a customer service representative, you can call 929-1300, or you can live chat through the website. Well, thank you for watching this first edition of Worcester Water Works. If you have a question you'd like me to answer in an upcoming episode, please email dpw@worcesterma.gov and put Worcester Water Works in the subject line. For more information on your water utilities, both water and sewer, again, go to our website, worcesterma.gov/water-sewer. And tune in next time to discover more about how Worcester makes water work.